Hey guys, welcome to back. Today we're doing a video for our weapon conversion series here for Modern Warfare 3, and today we're starting off with our second conversion video here for this game, and we're covering the in-game conversion of the BAS-B and converting it into the XM7 or the SIG MCX Spear, the winner of the NGSW program. So here you can see the final design. Let's go ahead and back out. We'll build this thing, show it off in the firing range and some recoil control, and then go into some gameplay for war mode where I had a crazy game here, like 70 plus kills. Won't be able to show the whole thing because those are long games, but in that gameplay we'll go into some real life information about the weapon. So let's go ahead and back out. Final design you see there. Let's go ahead and we will select the base BAS-B. So you unlock this. I'm not sure what level you unlock this. You don't need to do any challenges for this one though. You get it pretty early on in the progression tree, and it is a base default class. You get this, so you can use that and level it up before you even unlock the weapon also, which is nice. So armory, we have our SIG MCX Spear or the XM7. We'll go ahead and do the BAS-B, the base SIG Spear. Jump into the gunsmith here. So first off, for this, we're going to leave the base barrel. Now in real life the barrel length is going to be 13 inches. It comes in a different variety of barrel length though. You have like a 13, a 16, and you also have a shorter barrel also with this thing for the Raptor version of this. So we're going to leave the base barrel for this. For the laser option, this is personal preference. You can go with whichever one you want. I went ahead and did the Cronin LAS 44. This is that green laser. I just think it's really helps to see enemy target acquisition with this. So we'll go ahead and put that on. And again, just for pros and cons, aiming stability, aim down sight speed, and the laser is visible when you ADS. So you just got to be careful of that. But you can see the ADS speed is increased by 7%. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now for our optic, we don't have any of the new NGSW optics here in game. You do have some pretty cool ones that you do unlock. So you get this SL True Sight 2.5 times, and you get the TX4 Havoc, which will go ahead and look at that one. You can see it on the weapon here. Looks really nice, and I actually am a big fan of this. I'll show that in the gunsmith or the firing range here when we get into it. But for the actual build here, we're going to go with the closest thing to an NGSW optic that we can get with a rangefinder. That's going to be the Angel 40 4.8 times. So this is going to give us the 4.8 times magnification with the flip optic to a 1.5 times, and it's going to give you the built-in rangefinder. So the cons there are small sniper glint, no tack stance, aim down sight speed, and aiming stability. We'll go ahead and select that. Buttstock, we're going to leave the base buttstock. Pretty close to what the XM7 or the Spear comes in real life. You can also run with the Ravage 20 heavy stock, which is a pretty good stock also, but I think the closest option to the real life SIG Spear base stock is the one you get here. So we'll just leave it at base. Grips, you have your standard grips, nothing special there. So we're going to stay with the base grip. Magazine, in real life, this thing comes with a 20, 25, or a 30 round box magazine of the 6.8 by 51 millimeter Fury round. So we'll go ahead and we're going to go on with a 30 mag for this particular build. However, 20 round is obviously completely acceptable because it does come with 20, 25, and 30 rounds in real life. Ammunition, we're going to leave this at base, but you can see the different options here. You get tracer rounds, armor piercing, overpressure, incendiary, low grain, high grain, round nose, mono, high velocity. So there's a number of different things here you get for the ammo types. Now for the underbarrel option, we're going to go with, for this one, we're going to run with one of the Modern Warfare 2 underbarrel options, and that is going to be the F-Tac Ripper. So this is going to give us aiming stability, hip fire accuracy, recoil control. The cons, aim down sight speed, walking speed, and aim walking speed. So you can see there, gun kick, horizontal, and vertical recoil all decreased by 4% with hip fire spread of 30%, and your cons are pretty minimal there. So this is the one I had pretty good success with. You can obviously, this is personal preference. You can really put in real life anything you want on this. So we can go ahead and put whatever on there. Now for the muzzle option. So SIG Sauer has their own unique low tox, this SLX, SIG Sauer proprietary SLX low toxicity suppressor here. So that's going to be the Bruin Harmonic Suppressor L. It's going to be undetectable radar by radar, recoil control. Cons are aim down sight speed. So we'll go ahead and select that. And you can see that the caliber 6.8 by 51 has a serial number and made in Switzerland for SIG Sauer, even though this particular weapon is SIG Sauer USA, but obviously it's a subsidiary company of the actual SIG Sauer, which is Switzerland based. So we'll go ahead and put this suppressor on. And this is our final design for the SIG Sauer MCX Spear, or the XM7, which is the winner of the U.S. Army's NGSW Next Generation Squad Weapon R for rifle program. To replace the M4, it was selected in the winner of that program in April of 2022 to replace the M4s, and they also have a machine gun variant which will be replacing the saws. So there's a 10-year contract issued to SIG Sauer for this. This is the final design here. Now, really quick, some cool things about this. You have a free-floating reinforced M-LOK handguard with it's M-LOK, like I said, M-LOK. So you see you have the pick rails on the bottom fitted into the M-LOK, pick rail on the right-hand side fitted into the M-LOK, and then you have those circular points there on both sides are the QD mount points. So you have those there. The suppressor itself is also, I believe, has, besides being low toxicity, what it does is it low gas concussion. So pretty much when you shoot the weapon, the amount of gas coming back through the weapon in the operator's face is reduced by 70 to 80%. So that's the purpose of that suppressor. And here in game, it makes it shoot really flat. Everything else is pretty much standard to what we would see with like an AR-15 ergonomic platform. So you have the rear charging handle there, like you would see on an M4. However, you also have a charging handle on the left-hand side here, which the operator uses in-game. Then you have fully ambidextrous firing controls for the mag release, bolt release, and selector switches on the left and the right-hand side there. You can see those. And you do have the forward assist there on the right-hand side also. Originally, SIG didn't include that, but per suggestion, they went back and put that in just because it's operators in the U.S. Army and military are used to the way the AR-15 platform performs. So they wanted to keep that as close as possible to what they could. The buttstock is a 6-point adjustable folding buttstock, so it will fold here to the left-hand side. And we have a full leg pick rail on top. So that's the SIG MCX Spear. Let's go ahead and we'll jump into the firing range for this weapon so you guys can see it. So you can see there we used that left-hand charging handle. I don't believe in game you're going to use the rear charging handle at all, or the okay, so there he used the forward assist for the inspect, which is pretty cool. So you're using that charging handle, checking it, forward assist, good to go. So I haven't seen any animation where he's using the rear charging handle, but again, here we go, firing the 6.8 by 51 millimeter SIG Fury round. And again, you can see the rangefinder built in with this optic is really nice. The reload animation, very easy to control here. And this is my favorite build for this weapon so far. Let's take a look at the recoil control pattern on this. So let this thing rip and not control it. Obviously, we're pretty close range, but let's just see how it goes. So there you go. It's going to go pretty much vertical and a little bit of some squiggles going on there. Nothing crazy. Let's try and control it. So there we got a little bit of a horizontal bounce. You can see we're going pretty much up, left, right. So just got to kind of compensate for that best you can. You're going to get some horizontal wobble there, but you're still, you know, all center mass shots. You can see here, 30 round mag, just getting multiple kills. So this is the SIG MCX Spear, the XM7, winner of the U.S. Army's NGSW program. Will be replacing the M4. First units are going to be delivered here the end of 2023. Let's go ahead and back out, take a look at the camouflage you get for this. So the camouflage is all pretty ugly on this. However, the base camo is the one you really want. And I'm also running the clay camo because it fits the weapon. So this would work. You're just going to change the color of the magazine from black to tan, as well as the grip and the optic on there. Everything else is already the clay color as it is in real life. So this is pretty spot on to the real life build. Now, really quick before we jump into the gameplay, let's go ahead. I just want to show you guys that one 4x optic that comes with this weapon because I really like it. The TX Havoc is going to give you the 4x magnification. Let's just check this one out. I really like it. However, obviously, For like closer engagements, I prefer the other one just because I can swap between the 4.8 and the 1.5. But this is a very, very good optic. It's very, very accurate, and really the zoom doesn't seem to be that intense. I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's a 4x optic. I could be wrong though. That was really bad. But again, a really nice optic there. Go ahead, reselect our Angel 40 grip again. Or optic, and there we go. So that's the SIG MCX Spear, the XM7. Really nice weapon. Go ahead now, jump into the gameplay here for this weapon. So you're going to see, again, this is war mode. I'll try and cut this up a little bit or just show you guys the raw gameplay here. But I ended up going like 70 and 29, I think is what it was. Something like that through the 2 rounds, which was pretty good. And again, using this exact build that I just showed you guys, just crushing enemy with it. So we ended up going 70 and 38 here, which is nuts. So pretty solid game. Again, this thing really hits hard, as it should. I think this is I think it's balanced. It's probably going to hit some nerfs eventually. We're going to have to wait and see. You know, it's way too early to talk about nerfs and anything like that. But the weapon itself is shooting a 6.8 by 51 cartridge. So this is pretty much an intermediary cartridge between the 5.56 by 45 NATO and the 7.62 by 51 NATO. Pretty much bringing this back up to a battle rifle type cartridge, but it is still kind of an intermediary cartridge, but still considered a battle rifle. So the reason for this, the XM7 even exists, the NGSW program. U.S. Army looking to replace the M4, M16, and the M249 SAW, which are all firing that 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO round. And the issue here, the concern, is that with other countries developing better body armor, for example, Russia had their Ratnik program recently, over the past 10, 12-ish years, even though their body armor isn't up to spec where you would see something like the U.S., but other countries, China, things like that, the concern is down the road that other countries are going to have better body armor that will defeat the ballistics of a 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO round as we do today. So if there was ever some sort of future war or conflict where our rounds are not penning armor, that's going to be an issue, especially with the ballistics of a 5.56. There was a lot of engagements in Afghanistan that were around 800 meters, things like that, fighting Taliban up in the mountains, and the infantry soldiers could not reach it with their standard M4s, M16s. You would need a battle rifle caliber like a M14, something that's chambered in the 7.62 by 51 millimeter to reach that type of ranges, because the 5.56 round just doesn't have the ballistics or the capability to do that. So thus the intermediary cartridge, they needed something with a better bullet velocity, intermediary cartridge, and it could easily defeat level 4 body armor reliably. So that's really where this came from, this whole NGSW program. So SIG Sauer entered the program in 2019 and submitted there at the time the SIG Spear, or the XM5 as it was called at the time. Later it was dubbed just recently the XM7 to avoid issues with Colt's M5 rifle. They didn't want any copyright lawsuits there, so they renamed it. But it was the winner, selected the winner of the NGSW program in April of 2022. And again, it's shooting that 6.8 by 51 millimeter cartridge in 277, or the SIG Fury. So you'll remember this round itself. We do have the RM277 in the game, which was the General Dynamics bid for the NGSW program, which was number 2 to the SIG Spear. So it finished second in that entire competition. We already have the RM277, and that fires the same cartridge as this in-game, is that 277 Wrath is what they're calling it in-game. So it fires the same as that, and those are both top 2 NGSW finishers, with here the Spear being the first placed finished weapon. Now, in real life, this comes in multiple calibers. Obviously, the U.S. Army is adopting the 6.8 by 51 millimeter round. It also is, but with barrel swaps, compatible with 5.56 by 45 NATO, which we see dubbed the Spear LT or Light. We also have a conversion for the 7.62 by 51 NATO. But again, the intermediate cartridge is 6.8 by 51. Now, a lot of the ballistics for this weapon are proprietary to SIG. They haven't really released the full information regarding the ballistics of the weapon itself. But it was obviously chosen for a reason, so it must do some pretty good stuff. So the XM7 here is origin United States by SIG USA. It's been in service or adopted formally in April 2022 through present. First units should be delivered end of this year, so pretty much right around now. They may be in the field right now. I'm sure they've been field tested at this point, but definitely at this point that we just don't know of. Used by the United States Army only. There is civilian market options available for the civilians, not with the same 6.8 by 51 millimeter round available to the U.S. military. That's proprietary to the military only with those ballistics, but they will have similar rounds, just not military grade rounds. That is under contract. So that's one thing. Designed was in 2019. Manufacturer SIG Sauer USA. As I said, the mass overall for this weapon is going to be 8.38 pounds or 3.80 kilograms. Now, with the suppressor on there, that low tox suppressor, which is going to reduce that gas, that concussive toxic gas by 70 to 80%, so the operator isn't breathing in those fumes when the firing. With that on, it's going to weigh 9.84 pounds or 4.46 kilograms. The length overall with the suppressor is going to be 36 inches or 914 millimeters. The barrel length is going to be 13 inches or 330 millimeters. However, it does come in a variety of different barrel lengths as well. There's a 16 and even a shorter barrel for the SIG Raptor version as well. The cartridge is 6.8 by 51 millimeters SIG Fury proprietary round. 277 Fury is the actual caliber itself. The common name is a 6.8 by 51 millimeter. Action is a short stroke gas operated piston with a rotating bolt, and the muzzle velocity roughly for what we know is 915 meters per second or 3,002 feet per second. Feed system, as we said, is going to be that detachable 20 round, 25 or 30 round magazine. Now it is based on an SR25 pattern magazine as well, so that's pretty neat there. But that's a SIG Spear. Again, we don't really know. We don't know all of the information about this yet because it was just adopted. But the barrel does have a 1/7 twist, and the weight overall is 8.38 pounds, as we said. Now the SLX suppressor, this low tox suppressor, the diameter of it is 1.67 inches. Overall length is 5.24 inches, with the weight being 8.8 ounces. And the attachment style is a clutch lock QD or direct thread attachment to the end of the barrel for the SIG Spear. So let me know your thoughts down below. Again, really good to have this in the game. Kind of bummed we didn't get the NGSW optic that was developed to coincide with this. But again, for a video game like Call of Duty, that would be a little bit much. I don't know how you would balance that because it has like computer target acquisition. So I don't really know how you would even do that on a rifle. Kind of worthless to develop that for this type of game. But you do have, like we said here, the optic I have on this pretty much fits that role. So let me know your thoughts down below here of the SIG MCX Spear. Let me know what kind of weapon conversions you guys want to see next time and going forward here on the channel. We have a lot of weapons coming up. All the links are down below. We have Twitter, Twitch, things like that. Memberships are live, and those are available down below in the description. As well on the channel, there should be a join button if you want to support the channel. The best way to do so is not to join, but to just like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying it. Helps out channels like myself, as well as just comment, share with other friends, and just watch the ads is the best thing you can do. If you feel like joining and helping out the channel, always appreciated, but definitely not necessary. Till next time, this is Buckner Gaming with the SIG Sauer MCX Spear, the NGSW-R program winner, or the XM7. Till next time, this is Buckner Gaming, out.